Alright, what is up YouTube? It is me, Xole, back with another how to sound like tutorial. So as y'all know, the way I find artists to cover in these videos is through y'all's suggestions. So go down to the comments, comment an artist you want to see me cover next, and I just might shout you out in the next video. So I had 5 people suggest Boy Pablo to me: Amber, Izul Faldi, Zico Ferdas, Marv Mellow, and Pablo Boy. Alright, so Boy Pablo makes like bedroom pop, but it doesn't have the like sad boy vibes that most bedroom pop songs have. He's more upbeat. So as y'all know, in these videos I use Ableton instruments and audio effects, so y'all can follow along with me. Yeah, let's just hop right in. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make the beat and the vocals. So if you just want to see how to make the vocals, skip to this time. Alright, so here is our Boy Pablo track. It's a pretty simple track. The first thing I did, I set the BPM to 147, so it kind of has a pretty quick pace, and the song is in the F sharp major scale, so I kind of kept it major and not minor. I wanted the vibes to be upbeat and not mellow. So we have this vinyl crack sound. I mean, I just threw it in there, but it's not important to the song. The first thing we're going to talk about is this low guitar. So I found this steel jazz clean instrument and I threw it in here and I drew out these chords right here. If I can find them, there we go. So the way I made it feel more like a guitar is I drew out the notes. And then what I did is, instead of having the chords play like that, which kind of has a cool sound, I grabbed the notes and I used the arrow keys to move them, and we just want them one after another. So now you get this strum, and that's obviously realistic to a guitar, because piano, you play them kind of at the same time, but guitar, you're going to get a strum down or up. So we get that more guitar feel. Alright, so here are our audio effects. They are all Ableton audio effects except for my reverb. I'm just going to walk you through this. We have a saturator. It's just giving a bit more of a presence to the guitar. We have this chorus, and this is a big factor for your guitars. You definitely want chorus. It kind of gives that wavy feel. And then this flanger, and that's going to give you kind of that like tinny sound. I don't really know how to explain the flanger, but it definitely adds more character to your guitars, which is big. And then I threw on this EQ8, and I wanted the guitar just focused on the mids. And then this glue compressor is sidechained to my kick, so my kick has more presence. Every time the kick hits, the guitar is going to be going down. And then we have a delay, which is pretty big for this guitar, and then the reverb. So there's our main guitar, and then I threw in this high guitar, same instrument, but this time different audio effects. So we're going to solo the high guitar. So the high guitar is playing the same notes as the low guitar, but the high guitar is moved an octave up, so it's playing higher notes. So this Camel Crusher is a free plugin. It's a really good saturator. I would get it if I were you. So I threw in that Camel Crusher, and then I threw in this chorus, and then this auto pan is a big factor for this guitar. I didn't want both of these guitars kind of like battling against each other for a spot in the mix, so for the high guitar I have it moving left and right, and that's what the auto pan is doing. And then I threw on the flanger, and then this side widener, it's widening my sounds, and then this EQ8, I made this high guitar focused on the highs. So together both of the guitars sound like this. Alright, so moving on, here are our drums. We have a kick, just a pretty simple kick. I threw on this drum bus, which is a pretty big audio effect. I would use it on your drums. You can throw it on your snares, but it mostly helps out your kick. So I turned this boom up to 13% and the crunch up to 21, but the dry wet's only at 70. I didn't want it to be too powerful. So I wanted the kick to play a simple pattern. It's only hitting on the ones because I don't want it to battle with my bass, because my bass is playing a more complex riff. So Boy Pablo definitely likes shakers, so I threw in these shakers and I threw in some reverb, and then I just had it focused on the highs. And then our snare, I threw in this EQ8 and I boosted up the mids because I wanted the snare to have, you know, that pretty big punch. And then I threw in just a little bit of reverb with this Valhalla, so the kick, the shaker, and the snare sound like this. Just a really simple rhythm. Alright, and then over here I throw in this clap, and it has a little spot in this pre-chorus, and it goes along with these shakers. And that kind of switches up the beat and spices up the song. Alright, so in the verse you are introduced to this electric piano. It is the Bright Tines instrument. You can just find it in your instruments, keys, Bright Tines, yeah, right here. So I use this as like an extra instrument for the verse, just to switch it up from the guitars, and it's playing this pretty simple melody. And that echo that you hear, it's that delay. And then I brought the highs up just a little bit with that EQ. And then on the pre-chorus, I played the same melody with this guitar. And the way I did that, literally just grabbed this melody, hold down control, and then I dragged it up. And now it's going to be playing with the guitar. So the low guitar and the electric piano sound like this together. Alright, next up we got the bass, and y'all obviously know what kind of bass I chose. The electric bass drive, which is by far my favorite bass in Ableton. So I'm playing this bass riff. So I threw in this EQ to chop out these highs and then these extreme lows, and then obviously I sidechained it to my kick. So if we play both of these together, every time the kick hits, you're going to see this knob going up, and it's going to be bringing my bass down so the kick is not drowned out by the bass. Alright, before we move on to the vocals, let's give the beat just a quick listen. Alright, so here are our vocals. We have 2 tracks. This is the main track with just the main vocals, and then I added another track for the choruses. And this track just adds more flavor, gives the chorus more space. We'll get into how I made that, but let's just go into the regular vocals first. So if you have not seen my how to mix your vocals video, I show you how to make this whole template right here on mixing vocals, and literally I just throw it on my vocals every time I record vocals, and all the audio effects are already loaded onto this template, and it's super easy. So if you haven't seen that video, click here or here, one of them. Alright, so I didn't do anything dramatic. But I did take the echo off. I do have a flanger, but this quick delay is a big part of Boy Pablo vocals. So I'm just going to delete all of this right here, and then I'm going to take this reverb off, and we can leave that EQ on. And I'm going to show you what all of these chains did to these vocals. So here are our regular vocals. I'll play it with the beat. I can't watch you go. Can't even really hear it, so we're just gonna solo it. I can't watch you go, not like this, my dear. Don't go away, please stay here. So, sounds pretty weak. not too powerful, not too present. So the first thing we do is throw on both of these compressors, one a little bit to the left, one a little bit to the right, and that's just going to add more volume. And then we throw on the reverbs, one focused on the highs, one focused on the lows.
I can't watch you go, not like this, my dear.
And then we throw on the flanger.
I can't watch you go, not like this, my dear.
It's just a little subtle drop of texture. Can't even really notice it. We could bring it up if we wanted to, but I kind of just want to keep it where it's at. But the quick delay, I usually have it like at -16 or something like that, but Boy Pablo definitely likes quick delay on his vocals. What quick delay does is it quickly delays your vocals. So when I'm saying I, it's going to be like I, and then you're going to hear another I right here, and then another I after this I right here. So it's going to be going from your left and right ears, and it just gives a lot of texture, and Boy Pablo likes to add it to his vocals. So let's turn that on, and you'll notice right away how much, flavor it gives your vocals.
I can't watch you go, not like this, my dear. Don't go away, please stay here.
So just by adding these 6 or 7 chains that I show you in my mixing video, our vocals go from almost like unhearable to pretty present and having some power. But Boy Pablo, I noticed he likes a good amount of reverb on his vocals, so I threw in some more reverb on top of all that, and it's only 28%, it's not affecting that much, but it does kind of give you that Boy Pablo feel, throwing on extra reverb.
I can't watch you go, not like this, my dear.
Alright, and then we have the backing vocals, and the backing vocals are just like the regular vocals, except no flanger and no quick delay. And then after these 5 chains, I threw on chorus, side widener, took out most of the lows and the mids, threw in an auto pan, and then drenched it with auto tune, and we get this. So that mixed with the regular vocals just adds a lot of character.
I can't watch you go, not like this, my dear.
And I brought the volume down 3 decibels just on this quick mixer right here because I don't want this track to drown out my main vocals. So yeah, that's about it. The vocals stay the same throughout the track. Go watch my mixing video if you want to learn how to make the template. But yeah, that's how I did my Boy Pablo vocals for this track.
Isaac got a beat today. Looks like she made her mind, she going away. Please reconsider. I didn't think we were quitters. Can you just please sit down?
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something about how to make a track like Boy Pablo. Don't forget to go down to the comments and comment an artist that you want to see me cover next. Follow me on Instagram at Coleman Patterson. A lot of y'all have been DMing me on there asking me questions. I respond to all DMs. And a lot of y'all have been asking me if I mix for other artists, and I do. So if you need a cheap mix on a track, be sure to hit me up. That's about it.
Please stay here. Isaac got a beat today. Looks like she made her mind, she going away. Please reconsider. I didn't think we were quitters. Can you just please sit down? All I wanna do is talk to you, 'cause I think you're